Here today we are going to discuss the updates of the non-lucrative and also the Digital Nomad Visa in Spain.
Some of our clients are already in renewal, so we'd also love to hear about the renewal process.
That is very important because at the end of the day, they want to live more than a year or 3 years in Spain.
Perfect. Okay, so what you got for us? Hi guys, I'm Bea.
And I'm Paul.
And this is Everything is Boffo. Today we're with Marina with Bureaucracy.es. Marina, thank you so much for being here. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and your company.
Thank you so much, Bea and Paul, for inviting me again. It's been a while. I must say that I have missed you to share all the updates of the immigration, the Spanish immigration with you. And yes, so my name is Marina, obviously. And I'm an immigration advisor at Bureaucracy.es. And we have experience with consulates all over the world and also with clients for all the citizenships, I must say. So we can say that, yes, our clients are based in the Americas, all the continent, also in the UK, Philippines, New Zealand, Australia, North of Africa, also Nigeria, Ghana, so Middle East, India, Pakistan, Thailand. So we have plenty of experience handling many nationalities and dealing with many consulates. So we are ready. And yes, definitely we help those candidates that they are looking forward to move to a new country, in this case Spain, to make their immigration process as smooth and as easy as possible. And my team and I, we are here to help them.
And today, Marina is going to share with us updates on the non-lucrative visa and the digital nomad visa at the consulates and the renewals. So, Marina, what do you have for us?
So first of all, I would like to start with the updates that we have from the non-lucrative visa at the Spanish consulate in the US. So because most of our clients are based in the US, of course, everyone is welcome, but yes, they are from the US, and I would like to share what is going on there, because since approximately March, we have experienced some changes. Like, for example, now BLS is the front desk when they submit application and etc. So first of all, I would like to talk about Miami. So since March, yes, BLS is taking care of the application process, etc. And we were able to book appointments, but since October, it's not even possible. So now the client must do it himself or herself. Why? Because they need to log into the platform of BLS and do a facial recognition, like biometrics. So in that case, it's impossible that I can do it myself. And some news in Miami is that the person or the family can go early in the morning that day, and they allow them without paying a fee to submit application without appointment. So like a walk-in application.
How early in the morning would you say they arrive?
Well, 8 a.m. So the consulate is opening at 8:30. I will say 8 a.m. And they only have one slot. So if more families arrive earlier, you don't have the chance to submit application, even though that you are willing to pay that fee. So yeah, it's quite risky, I must say. So I don't suggest that to my clients, but if they don't find a slot or something that usually they find it, this is an alternative.
But if the walk-in appointment, there's only one available, and
yes,
if it's a family application, everyone in the family has to be there, the kids,
yes,
parents,
everyone.
Okay.
Everyone must be. And of course, they need to bring their own passport, files, etc. So yes, definitely.
Okay. So I guess if they live in Miami or close to Miami, then they can try a few times.
Exactly, it's worth it.
Yeah.
If they live in Georgia or South Carolina or far away, like in Tampa or Orlando, I'm not gonna say that this is a good option. It's just an option that exists, but it's not the best one. So we always advise to book the appointment and to make sure that yes, they can go and they are gonna be well received.
Perfect. Okay, what other state has an update?
And the next consulate is Washington, D.C. That, well, I must say, this used to be my favorite consulate, and now it's also handled by BLS, and they are very special. And when I say special, they are, and it's not that nice, because they always find a way to charge you extra. And they invite you to talk to the manager. Like, your application is not good. But if you pay $80 each of you, like imagine there is a couple, the manager can see your application and you're going to have a special treatment. Yes. And another case, imagine that you're in photos, etc., but they are not good enough according to the consulate, but only for $30 they can take the right photos. Or yeah, this is Washington, D.C. They always find a way to charge you extra.
Wow.
Is this something that is now going to happen to all your applicants, or is it some applicants?
We have seen since BLS is in charge in Washington, D.C., that all the clients always had an issue. Always. And I remember having review calls with them and warned them, and they said, Marina, yes, you were right. They tried to charge me for the photos. They tried to charge me for the VIP manager application. So yes, they do. So I'm smiling because I think this is absolutely unfair, but at least we know in advance. So,
Right.
and the client is well informed and it's not a surprise.
And then they
Mhm.
can push back, like your clients can push back and say, no, my photo is correct. I followed the guidelines.
Not really. Or it's like, no, 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 your application is not good enough. You need to come other day. You need to book a new appointment. So they push them to pay. Because basically it's like if you are traveling for other state,
Yeah.
you are not gonna go to your house, come back. It's a lot of expenses. So they they know that paying $80 per application is cheaper. But yeah, it's absolutely unfair. I'm aware of that.
Oh boy.
Oh, wow. Okay. So
Yep.
that's DC. Okay. Moving on.
Okay, the next consulate is New York. Wow, New York.
Uh-oh.
So New York recently. So well, New York always you need to go twice to the consulate. The first time to apply, later they call you, always call you via phone call, and they invite you to go to the consulate, and they surprise you with approval or the rejection. It depends. Yeah.
So they're not going to tell you over the phone, like if you need more documents or anything.
If you need more documents, the same day that you submit application, they give you a letter explaining you which documents are missing and which documents you need to provide.
Okay.
So recently in New York, they are asking the last 3 years of tax returns is translated. Imagine. So it's a few pages, it's a few words, so it's not a cheap translation.
No.
So, and we have seen that depending on the family, the applicant, they request a different form of translations or other. So what we do is we advise our clients that they need to translate the tax returns for the last 3 years, but until they don't go to the consulate, they don't have the official confirmation because these translations can be really expensive. It can be 500 euros, 600 euros, even with our help that we have a discount with translations and everything. So I don't want to translate something that I'm not 100% sure that is going to be asked. So yes, but this is what's happening in New York recently.
And
Mhm.
is New York handled by BLS or no?
Not yet. No, 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 not
Hopefully
yet.
not.
Let's see what happens. So, but yeah, New York is very special for a while, but recently about the translation.
Okay, so there's some
And
difficulty there as well.
so yeah, but this is something that I tell our clients. At the end of the day, we are gonna advise you, we are gonna warn you, so it's not gonna be a surprise. At least it's something good.
Right.
So the expenses are there, so we cannot negotiate with the consulate. They are not open to negotiate at all. So the next consulate is Boston. So Boston is not that busy consulate, I must say. So uh, what usually they provide the appointment via email, and they can reschedule without anticipation. So they can say, hey, your appointment is the 1st of December, but no, no, no. Well, now we have a free slot, it's gonna be tomorrow. and you need to be ready for that. Yes, and you need to have a rental agreement in Spain, like a lease in Spain, if you want to move to Spain. So Airbnb is also accepted.
It's
And
also
yeah,
accepted.
yes,
But is it like Airbnb for a week, a month, or
3 months.
3 months? Okay, 3 months
Mhm.
Airbnb. Mhm.
That's right. So this is what I could say about Chicago. This consulate, of course, you need to go in person. Also, is handled by DLS, and you need to do yourself the appointments because the biometrics, everything that we have discussed before with the rest of the consulates handled by this third party. So this consulate also requests a 3 months lease. So we always suggest our clients to rent an Airbnb with pre-cancellation, just in case. But yes, Chicago usually is quite friendly. So you go to the appointment, and after a few weeks, you get approval. You can go in person to collect the visa, or you can get mail back to you. So it's pretty good.
Perfect. So are they one of
Mhm.
your favorites now, Chicago?
Yes, I will say San Francisco is my favorite,
Okay.
but everything can change, eh? So far, I must say. The next consulate is in Houston, which is a hybrid application. So you can go in person or you can submit application via post mail. Both cases are absolutely fine. We had clients that they had done both routes, and all of them they got the visa successfully approved in the same timeline. So this is more up to you. Of course, personally, I choose via post mail because you save time
Yes.
to go to the consulate to be prepared, and yeah, so the stress to be in person there, even though that they usually don't ask you anything, but yeah, it's you always are a little bit nervous because yes, moving abroad is exciting. And yeah, so I will say that Houston is fairly okay. So we don't have nothing to say.
Okay, perfect. That's a good.
Uh-huh.
No news is good news. Yes.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. And the next consulate is the one in Los Angeles. That Los Angeles has been working as it is for years. So we are able as a company to book the appointment on behalf of the client. We need an appointment per applicant. Something that I would like to say about Los Angeles is that depending on the staff member that is handling your application, the day of the appointment, in case you are a family with children, minor children, they are going to ask you for the receipt of enrollment in a private school in Spain. Okay, so for example, if you are a family of 3 members, 2 adults and 1 kid, the kid is 3 years old. The kid doesn't need to go to the school in Spain. It's not mandatory. It's like
Right.
kindergarten. It's not mandatory, but sometimes the staff of the consulate force the family to enroll the kids in a private school. But according to the law, it is not. So we can fight for that. But if your kid is 10 years old, remember, homeschooling is not allowed at all. So you actually need to have a receipt of paying the school or in a private school.
Enrollment. Yeah.
Public school or hybrid, like concertado, is not an option.
It has to be a private school.
Must be private. Yes. And they pay attention to the mortgage or having a loan. But this is something that we can navigate. It's not a big deal, I must say. And now we can go with my favorite consulate that used to not be my favorite, but this always change,
Yeah.
which is San Francisco Consulate. Um, the application is 100% mail, post mail. So you don't need to go to the consulate at all. Okay. So we submit the passport, we submit all the documents, and we wait. Usually it's between 6, 8 weeks to get an answer from the consulate. They can request extra documents, but it's not a big deal. We get it, and that's it. This consulate doesn't like you that you travel at all. So you need to remain in your state. So very particular. this
So
consulate
when
is.
so for the post when you're posting or when you're mailing your documents,
Yes.
your passport is included.
Yes, that's right. Yes, they want to see original and copies, and they are gonna, of course, you are gonna bring a prepaid envelope. When the visa is granted, they are gonna mail the original documents with you, plus the passport with the visa inside. Uh-huh. This is how it works.
Do you have questions?
Oh no, now I know why it's Marina's favorite because it's 100% mail-in.
No, we have been dreaming with appointments. So yes, I must say sometimes I had nightmares
Yeah.
because we take very seriously this. So all the team is in charge and they take turns. They do everything to 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 figure out what is going on with appointments. So yeah, but sometimes this is out of my power, like my reach. So we do our best, but sometimes it's impossible and it's not something that we don't want to help. It's like we cannot fight against the system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the 6 to 8 weeks, is that a normal amount of time to get a response
Yes,
from a consulate, from all of the consulates?
yes, it is. So I can say that when Miami immigrate to VLS, the approval was after two weeks, but now it's taking more time. So yeah, so we had clients that they got approval after a week, for example in Boston, but we have clients that have been waiting 3 months in Texas. This is not like because your application is not well done or something. It's more about luck. So this is the way that Spain works. Uh, we are not the most organized people, but we know how to enjoy life. So a
Things
balance.
take time.
So
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So it's like we cannot have everything in life.
Okay. And then, so these are the consulates in the US. Do you have updates for consulates outside of the United States?
Yes, of course. Also, we have more clients that they are applying in their home countries, such as Canada. So most of our clients they go to Toronto, and Toronto used to be another amazing consulate. Not anymore. I'm gonna explain why. So we know Canada is quite big. So now the applicant must go in person to the consulate in Canada, and the appointment process is sending an email, and they can respond you after 2 months or 3 months. Can be quite annoying, I must say. So according to the news that we have, they are gonna update the new system of appointments in January 25. But so far we are still struggling with appointments in Canada. I must say, after you have your appointment, after a week, you get the visa granted. But you need to wait so long to get the appointment. So yeah, this is what's happening in Canada.
I see. So
Mm-hmm.
the appointment is the one that takes longer, but the approval is super short.
Yeah.
So the 2 to 3 months
Yeah,
is
because
the appointment.
yeah, just
It's the
for them to
appointment,
email you
yes.
back.
Whew.
Yeah, to email you back. Because like for us, it took 11 days. So that's more than a week. Yeah. So that they're super fast to approve if you
Maybe 11 days is nothing, eh? It's absolutely nothing. We have clients in Los Angeles that it took over 4 months to get approved. Nothing happened. They just, I don't know what they did with the application.
yeah.
Maybe they
Spain.
got busy enjoying life.
Yeah. Did they submit in August or close to
Yes. But yes, imagine and it was, yeah. So August, Christmas time, that the people from the staff of at the consulate, they are from Spain. They are visiting family in Spain. They are traveling overseas. So yeah, it's something that we expect every year. Also, I would like to talk about Manila.
Of course.
You know why, no? And well, Manila is tough, so we know that. So it's not a secret. And what I can say is, we they are tracking where the money is coming from. So, for example, suddenly, and also it's happening in the UK. Suddenly you have 200,000 euros in your bank account, the equivalent in Philippine pesos, okay? Or in pounds. They are gonna check how much money did you used to do in your previous job, your paycheck. How did you save that amount of money? So they don't want the like, okay, this is coming from nowhere. So yeah, they are very special with the funds, the resource of the funds, and it's happening also in the UK as well.
So, like, they need to make sure that that money is accounted for.
That's right. Thank you.
Okay, so now that we've talked about most of the consulates that you have dealt with, do you have any updates with the non-lucrative visa renewal?
Yes. So, but I want to be cautious about the information that I'm going to share because this is still it's a draft, so it's going to be public very soon, potentially this month, so next week, I will say. So yes, potentially the non-lucrative visa is going to be granted for 1 year at the consulate, like it's happening today, and the renewal is going to be for 4 years instead of 2 years and 2 years, which is something good, but we need to know exactly how much money you need to show in savings or passive income, basically. So this is something that we don't know yet, and I wouldn't like to share any information that is not fully official. So I'm at the moment that I know, I can share it with you, and yeah. So keep posted the potential clients that are gonna renew this non-lucrative visa.
Okay. And we'll make sure that we keep updating the description of this video, or if you go to our website, we'll update all of the information there too.
Okay, so now we can move on to the Digital Nomad Visa application updates, correct?
Yes, that's right. And here I have quite a lot updates. Of course, I'm gonna talk from the perspective of submitting the application directly in Spain at the UGE, Unidad de Grandes Empresas, because most of the clients they come directly to Spain. And yeah, so we can talk about this.
Perfect.
First of all, imagine that yes, you are an owner of a business, and of course, being an owner is not enough. You need to prove that you offer your services to other companies. So B2B. Basically, the UGE is requesting the good standing certificate from your own company, the ownership, how many percentage of the company you own, and what are your tasks in this company. So we need to provide documentation from your client slash company and also your own company details as well. And we need to official translated everything.
So where can they get this what did you say it again? Sorry.
Good standing.
Good standing certificate.
Okay.
Depending where the company is based. So if the company is based in Georgia, US, so must be in that state. It's a public document, so anyone has access to request it. In the Philippines as well, or I'm gonna say Netherlands. So this is official document that you need to request it and also apostille. As well, we need to see how many percentage of the company you have.
I see.
So which is an extra document, is the company registration when you incorporated the company.
I see. So the good standing certificate, because this was asked before, which department would you go to?
So we provide the links, the proper links. We as a company, we provide the proper links. And yes, so it's something that you can request online. So no problem. And also there are third companies that they do it. For example, in Delaware, you can request it directly. But usually because you are the owner of your own company, you also have the company registration documents, and you see how many percentage of the company is yours, 30%, 50%, etc. So yes, usually it's that document that you have. So
Got it.
Okay. Is there a particular percentage of ownership that's minimum that's required?
at least 25%.
Okay.
That's a good number.
Well, the second update is about the bilateral agreement between Spain and Canada, which officially is only effective in a few provinces, but I must say. So one of our clients approached to us and say, I'm gonna try. I don't know if my visa is gonna be approved in Spain or not. I'm gonna try. I'm here with my family. I know the possible consequences because we are very transparent with that. And it got approved. So,
No harm in trying for him.
so yes, so we have jurisprudencia. So exactly, this is when you have a case and already is positive. So you in the future applications we can refer to that one. So yes, potentially I can invite my Canadian clients that they are employees to request the Social Security agreement, which is only valid for pensions, but according to the UGE, is good enough to apply. So yeah, it's good news.
Sounds perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
That's great
Congratulations
news.
to your client for
Thank
trying.
you.
Yeah.
So yes, and also my team did a great job. So and also thanks to our client that they trust us, and yeah, so so yeah, now we are very happy for them, for this family. Well, the next one. Imagine that the applicant already lived in Spain, like a few months ago or like a couple of years ago, as a student, as an au pair, or for example, working for a company, etc. The UGE is going to request a certificate issued by Agencia Tributaria, which is basically Hacienda, the tax office in Spain. This is the name, requesting that that person is okay, doesn't own anything, money, any taxes to the government. So this is a document that we can obtain with the digital signature of the client. But yeah, potentially they're gonna ask if you're okay with taxes. I want to make an emphasis. What is the most important for a government? Taxes. Be up to file your taxes because otherwise they are gonna go after you. So so yeah, this is very important.
That's our favorite taxes.
Mistakes you can't escape, right? Yeah.
Yes. Well, let's go with the next news. The new update is about your residency for the last 2 years. According to the Digital Nomad Visa law, of course, it's called in a different way, but we are gonna make it simple. Digital Nomad Visa law. The authorities they are gonna ask you for the last 2 years of the criminal record where you live in. So imagine that you live in Philippines 1 year and 1 year in Singapore. So basically, you need a criminal record from Singapore and also Philippines. And because you are a Philippine citizen, you need to have as well the residency permit, the legal one from Singapore, to prove that yes, you were actually living there, and that's why you have the criminal report from that country. So yes, the more information that we share about the legal status in the previous countries that you live in, the better. I will say that this is everything regarding the all the updates of the digital nomad visa when the application is submitted through the UGE in Spain. I can say that also the European Union, the Schengen area, was planning to eliminate the stamp on the passport. That we know that this is something mandatory when you apply for the digital nomads. The authorities they want to see that you are in Spain, even though the application is online. They want to see an entry stamp, and they were eliminating this. And it was supposed that it was official this November, but it's not happening. They postponed it again. So as soon as we have any updates about how it's gonna work, this new tracking system, about how many days, how many time you spent in the Schengen area, we're gonna let you know because this is gonna affect directly the digital nomad visa process.
Right, because you don't have a stamp. Like when we entered through Frankfurt, we didn't receive a stamp. Or even when we exited Frankfurt, we didn't receive a stamp, right?
That's right.
And when we went to the US, same thing. We didn't get a stamp, and then so
It
a
happened
lot
to
of
me.
people, yeah, a lot of countries are going digital.
Also Argentina, for example, when you go there, you don't get a stamp. neither. But it depends. So it's randomly. So they are trying to unify this. Yeah. So eventually it's gonna happen, but we don't know yet. Sometimes we don't have a deadline or we don't have a date for some changes. Well, this is all the updates that I have when the application is submitted directly in Spain for the Digital Nomad Visa. We don't have any we don't have any update when the application is done at the consulate because nowadays it's working as usual.
And then do you have updates for the renewals? Now we have people who have been here more than a year under the
Yes.
Digital Nomad Visa. So how's the renewal process?
Yes, we have updates, and I would like to split this in two categories. So first of all is imagine that you submit your application 1 year ago at the Spanish consulate in Manila or in Miami, etc., and you get your visa for digital nomad for a year. After a year, after 10 months, actually, you need to exchange that visa that you have into a residency for digital nomads. So it's not like you are going to renew. You need to exchange that visa, that TIE that you have, into a initial residency for telework international. So yes, basically we need to submit application in Spain as we usually do and yes, the visa is going to be granted for 3 years, potentially. Of course, everything depends on the agreement that you have with your clients, etc. So yes, I would like to summarize. If you apply for your visa at the Spanish consulate in your home country and it was granted for 1 year, after you come to Spain, you settle, you get your residency card, etc. After 10 months living here, you need to apply for an initial residency for digital nomad. Even though that you already have one, we need to do the application at the OGE, gathering the same items than the first time. Company registration, contract, 3 months of bank statements, etc. But we don't need the criminal report because having the residency card is enough. So it's not that bad. We have done already, and our clients have gotten the residency for 3 years. And on the other hand, imagine that yes, you come in the first place to Spain. You came for the first place to Spain, and you submit your digital nomad visa at the UGE, and it was granted for 1 year and a half. Why that short period of time? Because your contract agreement with your clients or your employer was only 1 year and a half. So we are gonna renew, and we're gonna renew the digital nomads. It's not gonna be initial; it's gonna be a renewal.
I see.
So yes, and it's exactly the same documents.
I see. But it's just
Exactly
the
the
way
same.
they categorize it as.
Yes, yes, that's right. If you came from the consulate, you do an initial residency after 10 months living in Spain. If you apply in the first place for the digital nomad in Spain, you renew. At the end of the day, it's more about the fee that I'm gonna pay. That is gonna be a little bit higher when it's renewable, no problem. And yes, so it's not a big deal. We have done both scenarios, all of them successfully. Oh, no worries about it.
Okay. So thank you so much, Marina, for giving us all of those updates. Thank you for your team for gathering all that information. Tell us a little bit about your company and your services and how you can help future applicants for the non-lucrative and the digital nomad visa.
Yes, of course. So, well, I must say that for me it's a pleasure to share the knowledge that we have with all of you, and I think is something that is nice to share the experience and to help people to become a Spanish resident in the future or even a citizen like you did. And yes, so I would like to discuss a little bit how is the right way to contact us. We have some changes and very good ones. So first of all is you're going to access to our website and if you're planning to move within the next 6 months, you're going to complete a form depending on the type of visa that you choose, which is going to be non-lucrative digital nomad. And yes, for example, you complete the digital nomad visa form. You are a family of two, etc. And directly you're going to have access to the dashboard. Now we have a very premium dashboard. So I'm going to say professional. So in that dashboard, you can do absolutely everything. So you're going to see the payment structure, including the discount from Everything is Boffo. You're going to see which task is next, etc. Most frequent questions, services that we offer. So it's a very complete guide about your immigration process. Once you are in the dashboard, you are going to complete the quiz, which obviously is free and is going to determine if you're eligible for this visa or not. And it's going to explain you the reasons that you're eligible or why you are not. So you are going to know exactly what is going on. And yes, imagine that yes, you are eligible and you have two ways to follow. Both ways are absolutely possible. So first of all is, okay, I know that I'm a digital nomad, I'm eligible thanks to the quiz, I'm ready to make the first payment. Within the next 4 business days, my team is gonna contact you, the case manager, and send you the initial welcome email with all the templates, all the information necessary, and set up an initial meeting with that candidate. And in that meeting is going to evaluate the case, which documents we need, etc. On the other hand, if you feel that after making the quiz, you're still hesitant if you are eligible or not, we can have a free consultation with us. And yeah, so you book it through the calendar as well.
Wow, that's very thorough.
Yes. So what we have tried is like you see this as a game. I know bureaucracy can be a little bit complex, overwhelming, etc. But we are trying to make everything as easy as possible. And I'm a very visual person. If I'm able to visualize and imagine what is going to happen, and the dashboard allows you to do that, because I must say that every single task has a text explaining what is going on, how long it's going to take, and what we are asking you and what we are going to provide on our end. So everything is well determined, and it's time just to read a few minutes, and it's not going to be that much. And yeah, we are trying to make this the best experience ever.
Thank you so much, Marina, for joining us today. We always appreciate having you around. We enjoy talking with you about all the digital nomad visa and non-lucrative visa updates.
Thank you so much for having me today. It's been a pleasure to share all the updates with all of you. And yes, my team and I are more than ready to help those applicants that they are ready to make Spain their home.
So guys, just make sure, don't forget to click on this link below so that you get the discount on Marina services. So don't forget.
Thank you, bye.
Adiós. Nos vemos.
Viva los impuestos.
Buen fin de.